next one is a tricky one, as I don't want to sound like I'm bashing my own culture, the United States. Yeah, I love America. Very happy, very proud to be an American. And I actually do look forward to one day returning to my country and spending more years there, more time there. However, there are things about the United States, about our culture, my culture, that I don't like so much. Just like there's things about Japan that I don't like so much. I tend to not talk about those things very much because, oh, hear that? Oh, I thought I heard something. I tend not to talk too much about those things because, well, I like to talk about positive things. But I'll share this with you. One of the reasons that we chose to come to Japan after Emily was born, was because we wanted to have her raised with some of the Japanese mindset in place. In particular, the rather selfless nature of the Japanese way of life, the looking out for others and the group mentality. Although it's a balance because I don't want her to have too much of that in a way. I also want her to have the individuality that is valued in my country as well. It's going to be a tricky thing to do, kind of like trying to walk on this rail here, not to go too far one way or the other. Although that wouldn't be bad if she became all Japanese or all American. Hey, what the heck? But hopefully a little bit of both. Anyway, to my point. This weekend, Yumiko and Emily went to 7-Eleven to buy some goodies, and my wife noticed after she got outside that she was double billed for one item, about a 500 yen item, a $4 item, double billed for it. And she went in, and my wife wanted to take the receipt to the clerk that did the checkout because she didn't want her to get in trouble necessarily. It was just an honest mistake probably, but that clerk was busy and she had a line of customers behind her, so instead Yumiko went to the person at the next checkout line, which happened to be the manager of the store. And Yumiko described that the manager took a very un-Japanese attitude. And it was like almost more like what we see in America, where it's like, oh yeah, I see the mistake, and just went ahead and refunded her the money. Not doing what most Japanese tend to do in this case, which is take responsibility, even if it wasn't their fault. As a member of the organization that where the mistake was made, the Japanese will typically take responsibility for the organization, even if the mistake wasn't their own. That's a trait that I tend to admire in this country. And we got outside. Yumiko, it didn't bother Yumiko too much, but Emily immediately pointed out. She said, "Did you see that, Mother?" And of course, all the Japanese. Did you see that, Mother? That man, he treated that as though it wasn't his responsibility. As though it wasn't his fault. No sincere apology. No, basically the way the Japanese would typically do it. Oh my gosh, I'll translate it into English. A typical Japanese manager we would expect in that situation to say, "Oh my gosh, you're right. This is incorrect. I'm so sorry for this mistake. Let me refund that right away. And I'm very, very sorry." After it's refunded, "I'm very, very sorry again for this apology. Gomen nasai. I'm very, very sorry." A deep bow. That would have been more in keeping with the Japanese way of doing things. And Emily was shocked and quite disappointed that that man didn't do that. And when Yumiko came home and told me the story, I was actually quite pleased, because that told me that one of the goals that we strove for in bringing Emily to Japan to raise her here was to instill some of the more positive values of the Japanese culture. And I'm glad to see she's got that one. Nothing wrong with a little bit of individuality as well, and the American point of view of it wasn't my mistake. Not everybody's like that. It's like that a lot more than here. So there you go. Take care, everybody. Have a good day.